Hello boys and girls, my name is Hotsy and welcome back to Minecraft. Another day without mining, at least without manual mining. That's why we have been in the process of building up a quarry that does the mining for us. And as you can see, since last time I have been busy put in all the water streams, the item transportation systems, the systems where we will eventually do the sorting. And the next step for me to do is grab myself an LA, because we will use LA at least as part of our sorting setup. That's why we have these rows of slots where we can basically put in arrays, sorting out complete stacks of items, putting them away, putting them into double speed shulker loaders to cope with the large amount of items I expect to get, at least for some kind of items. So first thing for me to do is grab an LA, hit my head, and then I will also start setting up these first item loaders with the LAs. I caught myself an LA, actually I caught this one, and I'm using this one to breed. Let's see if it's ready again for the next one. Yep. And then I will put that one here. And here I have one already in Minecraft. And this one will be transported up here eventually into our store. We have one here, we have another array here, and then down there we have the double speed hopper loader, and there are a few things that are not yet figured out. Back there, that's a supply for shulker boxes, because I don't want to have chests sitting on here. I imagine that the music is a bit loud. I imagine that the distribution of the slots where we need shulker boxes are not even, so the first few modules will need more shulker boxes than the last few, and with the amount of shulker boxes we need, we probably want to be a bit economical in how we use them. But then of course what's also not yet figured out is down here. This hopper with the filled shulker boxes currently just points into that block there, but I will need a better setup to actually then go for that shulker boxes go somewhere into storage. So we will come to that eventually. But I think next steps are building up all these modules, put in the arrays in those modules, do the same thing over there for the deep slate, cobbled deep slate, and then we can figure out where we store things and how we distribute shulker boxes. All slots are filled with arrays, and as we have 10 slots on each side with double speed, that's 40 arrays. And you can imagine it gets a bit tedious after a while especially as you have to wait for the cooldown before you can breed them again. But we have them in here. We still need a bit of redstone for node blocks, so they actually throw the items away and then they end up in the hoppers below. We have a bit of a buffer there before it goes into the loader. And down there you can see a hopper line for the output of the shulkers going in this direction. We will have one storage silo for cobble deep slate, one for cobblestone, and then here we have another rail going, and with bending we can achieve something where we come in here, go all the way to there, come back, turn around here, and then do the same thing on the other side, and on the way back we branch off here. So here we can have a loading station for shulker boxes. And as calculated last time, we need about 83 double chests of shulker storage for each side, but of course we have 5 storage silos, so let's round this up and divide by 5, so that gives us 17 double chests of shulker storage we have on this side, and 17 is not that much anymore, so we can do that. And of course we need at least double the number of shulker boxes to store the empty shulker boxes. Probably we want to have more shulker boxes than we need, because we will end up with a few shulker loaders that are only partially filled, and there is also a bit of a backlog, because the dispensers will be filled with shulker boxes, and then this hopper, so that's 9 plus 5, 14 shulker boxes for each module, and as we have 10, 20, that's already 280 shulker boxes before we can store anything. And by that number you can imagine we will need to deal with shulker box production eventually. So this was one sorting setup, and I think before I turn my attention to the other one, or sorting everything else in the next module over, I want to put in place this setup 4 more times, so we have that sorted out and can then figure out how to sort everything else. Quite some progress has been made, not only in duplicating and placing all the allays in all our sorting slots, but also storing the things that we need here. So here on this side, these towers, that's actually our storage for the empty shulker boxes. Each tower is 20 double chest high, and one slice is good for cobblestone or cobbled deep slate. And as this is actually the station where we will also have normal sorting, we will add more on top of this, because as you can see there, the rail routes loops back, and we will also supply the normal storage with this supply line, and then coming back here, dropping down, and load more empty shulker boxes to be distributed. And with that out of the way, down here you can also see storage. That's 20 double chests on each side for the cobblestone and cobble deep slate. And the next step will be figuring out sorting system for everything else. That should not be that complicated, but I want to have a look first into the material list for the two setups, because we have one central storage here and a second one there. But if we look at this, the first part is mainly desert, so I expect a lot of sand and sandstone, while back there it's probably heavy on the terracotta. And with that in mind, we might have different numbers of sorting slots, and definitely also how many storage slots we need for the different items. And the way we will do this is we will have a merry-go-round of the items, so eventually they will pass again and again on the sorting slot for the item, or despawn. I'm hoping that we can sort everything before it despawns, but that's why I want to have a look at the actual number to determine how many slots for sorting we need to reasonably eliminate the danger that this might happen. So let me calculate some things, and then we will start building this contraption here. This is the sorting module. Up there we have a standard impulse SV filter that then goes down here into a shulker box loader and into a chest there, and we will have to expand the chest storage as we need it. And up here we will have an ice stream or a water stream that goes around, and if I go a bit back, you can see the items drop in from above. So that's how we can basically add more items to the set that we are sorting and still have items going around as they come in. And if I look at what we have here in the material list, we can ignore these two, but then we have all the numbers here, and I'm thinking for items that for each 100,000 items we want to have one sorting slice. So that means 5 for sandstone, 2 for andesite, 2 for diorite, 2 for granite, 2 for tuff, maybe 2 for sand as well, and then 1, 1, 1, 1, going all the way down here. And if we then drop below 10,000, I think at this point it does not make sense anymore to store it in shulker boxes. One shulker box holds 1,700 items, so 10,000 would be about 12 shulker boxes. And 12 shulker boxes, that's basically 6 double chests. So we can store that in chests as well. And then if we go further down here, then we see there are some items in really low number, and if they drop below 40, that means anything that we sort would not even reach a chest, because if we put one item in the sorter, then it stacks up to 41. That never goes anywhere. So I think for the last few items we don't even need a chest. But this means I have to build quite a few of these sorters. I figure it's around 60 to 70. We will have those in 2 rows, one going there, then turning around, coming back, so we can double up. And as we have the water stream going over the hoppers and not over ice, I think we will have 5 sorters, then a gap with ice where we add a new water stream, because we want to keep the momentum of the items going around here. So if they are not sorted in the first round, they actually can make a few loops until they get sorted. But more building for me to do. This has been way less stressful than dealing with all the allays, and I only have to replicate this one more time in our other system. And we can see here we have some modules where we have shulker box loaders, then we have a few where we just store things in chests, and then there towards the end we have just the ones where we store everything that comes in the hoppers. And then we have quite a bit of stretch where we do not have any sorting at all, because for one we get, for example, the ores, but we get them from cobblestone or from stone and from deep slate. So while they appear in the schematics twice, we only need to sort them once. And then back here we can have this supply line nice and easily going down and around and then coming back up there. And I'll still need to add more chests there, so we have enough for this sorting system as well. But with that, I think we are at the end of today's episode. I will of course fill in the second storage, add the needed chests there, and then we can see next time where we get all the shulker boxes that we need to fill those chest towers. Until then, goodbye!